All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we'll be heading to Orlando, Florida. All right, it is. We're doing this flight in advance. This flight is set to take off at 7:06, and we are set in the sim as 7:06 a.m. and we're set in the sim as around 6:40 a.m. And so the sun will be rising as we're probably departing. Catering trucks are finished loading up the food and drinks. Fuel is being loaded in. We're going to go ahead and jump into the cockpit here and prepare it for the passengers to start boarding. Okay. It's been a long time since I've flown the Fenix. So we're going to jump in and do this and get used to it as we are streaming. Alright, available external power. Connect to the jetway. Oh, kind of a delay. Battery on. Crew supply. We're going to turn up these lights. It's been a while since I've flown this plane, let me tell you. Emergency lights on. Let's make sure the cockpit cabin lights are on. They're not. Okay. Should have done that automatically for the fuel. Okay. Let's make sure they're loading up the fuel out there. You might have to ask me again. Alright, let's turn on some other lights here. Nope. Maybe we have to put in the fuel in tanks. Interesting. Alright. Let's get our pages all set up here. Log. Link fuel. 15.2. See if that works. Should automatically do it here. Should. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's weird. Usually I don't have to do that. But it's been a while since I've flown this thing. Alright, any requests? Charlotte to KMCO, American Airlines 2953. Okay, we'll put in our other data here. We'll go back to this menu, go to ATSU, AOC menu, flight initialize that. Well, let's get some lights on in here. Turn on the dome, or we could turn on some of these lights here. That's a little bright up there. Over here. Go. Alright, that's initialized. Alternative is Tampa, 1 hour and 10 minutes ETA. Weather, pull that up. Weather request here in KCLT. We're supposedly going to be departing via the 36 right. All the runways are closed. Metar, yes, and send. Go back here, receive message. Weather. Alright, winds are 260 so we will be departing via the 36 right. Altimeter 3002. Alright, clear visibility and dew point 04, 10 degrees Celsius. It's already getting cold up here. Interesting. 3002. Make sure this is synced. Yes, it is. Alright, we'll get our initial altitude and all other stuff set up here shortly. Let's make sure everything else up here is set up. Nav, there's on. Okay. And I'm sure we don't have any lights on outside yet. Alright. Oh, we forgot to change this to the the conveyor belt. Oh well. So yeah, we made some changes here, guys, in the sim. As you saw last time, we used lossless scaling. And it's working even better now. I did some other changes to Nvidia settings, and it seems that it's massively improved. We'll see here on the part. That's why I really want it to be daytime when we depart, because it seems that the frames have increased and less stutters just on the flying. And we have right now, guys, we have our terrain load on 150 terrain load, and usually that is degrading to the sim. Like it should be running like crap right now, but it's 150 terrain load. We could see buildings from far out, and we depart and over 3,000 feet. We set it to start to rise all the way up to 300 terrain load. So we've risen that as well from 200 to 300. So the sim looks good. I've tested it in some cities. I think we're gonna do good. Like I said, I have my secondary monitor on 1080p instead, I believe. 1080p, same hertz as this screen. That's the trick that we figured out. These both screens are the same hertz, 120. But I dropped my, which I don't know if this is what's helping, but I dropped my monitor, my secondary monitor down to 1080p or just smaller, not utilizing as much of the screen. And I had image scaling on, but that doesn't seem to allow me to do a lot of things, like for instance stream. But anyway, all the tricks we did, we changed some other stuff in the back in the sim to clamp, high quality, I believe, on the texture filtering, and some other stuff we turned on. Just running amazing, guys. So even here, just jumping back inside, how quick it is. You know, just running good for now. But let's see, because I feel like every time we start the sim, it runs good, and then it starts to degrade. But it's actually still good. Passengers are boarding. I'm gonna say hey to some of them. Hello, guys. Hello. Hello. Hey, let that woman pass, man. Being rude. So we also made some changes to Relife V2. I think we made some massive improvements. The sim looks a lot better. Looks realer. Look at this lighting at nighttime. This looks really good. This is well lit up. I took away some of the darkness. It was just too dark. It looked good, but it didn't. It just, in certain scenarios, it just didn't look good. It's just too dark, especially at nighttime. So it looks a lot better now. So I will switch to the older filter right now. You're gonna see it slowly change. I reinstalled Reshade, the newest version, and change some settings. But so when we change to the older filter that we use for months or weeks or whatever, you're gonna see the difference. So that's the older filter. So it gets darker. You see it slowly change to darker. Look how black the seats are and stuff. You could just see in this area, and the HDR that we had, the set HDR settings we had were very heavy, and it made some parts of the sim look good but not good. You know, it would just do some weird things to the textures. So going back to our new filter, you can see how much more readable this stuff is. Go back again. Look how dark that is. With all this light, that seat should not be that black behind her. Just so dark. And then you can see That looks very realistic. The light is like it's shining on there. So we're just happy about a lot of things. Thank you for joining us this evening. Regardless, this is a test flight. Really, I just wanted to get a flight in. I feel during the week I'm a little more tired, work and then the gym. But I was like, you know what? Got some energy. I would love to do a test flight with the new settings, and I think that the sim is running so much better. It makes me want to fly more. All right, so we're gonna get back in the cockpit here and set up the flight. These passengers are pretty much almost finished boarded, but look how smooth it is, guys. Look how it's just amazing. Look at that. All right, alignment. We're still waiting on that. Cost index. Let's pull up my sim brief here. Okay, I could technically pull up for you guys as well because I still have this open. All right, so we have so flight time 1 hour and 10 minutes. We're going to be using 7,238 pounds of fuel on this flight. KMCO. Tampers are alternative. Cost index 6. And we're going to be having 150 souls on board today. Fuel 14.8, but I believe we put in 15.1. Payload 31,400 bags 5.0. So cost index 6. Let's get other information in here and be prepared for pushback, which is supposed to be in like 16 minutes. But maybe we'll be pushing back sooner. Flight level 3. I forgot the flight level. And then our route is going to be 36 right out of Icons, Nooks transition, direct to Warfel, Quebec 38, Quebec. Guys, that was a twister. Quebec 83 to Royco, Quebec 85 to Leopard as a transition into, I don't know what that is, Sunflowered, I don't know, Sunfield 3. Arrival into KMCO 36 right runway. A lot of runways closed this evening. Okay, so like I said, we're doing this flight in advance. I wanted to get some of the nighttime in there for you guys to see. And then it's going to slowly transition into the daytime when we're going to be departing. So at least you get to the nighttime as it is where I'm located in real life. In Fort Lauderdale, it's nighttime, 12 something at night, and then we'll transition into the daytime. So you guys could see how smooth the sim is running. That's what I really want to show. Okay, cruising altitude, which I did not look at just now. I step up to 34,000 feet. I'm going to exit this because I don't want that to be in the background, using up memory. Chrome just eats and eats and eats. IRS init, align on the reference point, confirm align. Okay. And okay, on the block fuel, so we got here. So this car is going to continue changing until the aircraft is fully loaded. We still, it says planned 172 should be 150, but we have another I guess 61 people to board. So let's continue to get everything set up. Doors are open. We can close the cargo doors. Main doors open. GP still connected. Chocks and cone. Jetway is connected. And takeoff reference. Actually, I forgot this plane has all this stuff, guys. I'm so used to planes with lesser information. I could be using. I don't need my tablet. I'm here using my tablet. But I have this right here. What am I doing? Forgot about the Fenix, man. Okay. Let's go to. What is that? Failures? No, not failures. Well, I don't see Navigraph in here. Does I have to re-enable that or something? I remember. I do remember it being in this plane, right? Tablet with Navigraph right here, like it was an option. Is it this? Ah! Oh, it's not Navigraph, it's built in. Oh, okay. It's been a while. Okay, icons departure, airport already starred. Alright, so it's against Navigraph. I'm not sure if it's using my account. It might be using my account. I think it is. Just its own interface. Okay, we're here at Alpha 9. And like I said, we'll be taxiing all over the 36 right long taxi. Alright, let's look at our clearance here from VATSIM. Alright, Squawk code, at least we could see that, is 3347. Put that in the box. 3347. Okay. Radar tilt above. On. Let's do a standby. What else we need to check here? Brakes on. Make sure my thing matches. Okay. What else we got? Flood. I think the lights up here we need to turn up a little bit. A little bright here. Okay. Is there another one? Light. There's definitely. Okay. PFD. A little bright there. Okay. Go through our briefings here. Make sure. It's been a while since we've flown this thing, so we're making sure we're good. We have Unicom settings. We'll switch to. I don't need that. That's a mistake. Let's look up the frequency. CTAF. KCLT. Yeah, 118.1. Okay. And look at that. This is what they need to add in the iFly, so you could get to the frequencies fast. Look at that. So easy. Because it's really hard maneuvering that thing sometimes. I need to zoom this in a little bit. Yeah, we have to wait till we finish finish our route to finish putting this information. Here is the FW and the block. Block is essentially, we could do that one. That's 15.1. This thing still does this. I can't click it. Gotta put in the ZFW. Alright, flight plan. It pulls up everything. We do Charlotte 36 departure, 36 right. Departure. Okay. And icons 5. Let's double check that. Icons 5. It's already there. Welcome speech, man. My mouse disappeared. My mouse is like doing weird stuff. Alright, aircraft is loaded. And we got our route in here, Nooks transition, insert that. Alright. I'm gonna take out the manual there. Alright. We take this out as well. We got a manual. I'm gonna take that out. Nooks. Get rid of that. Discontinuity. And the arrival will leave any discontinuity, but we'll put in the arrival runway over 36 right as well. And that arrival is that one, the one I do not know how to pronounce. The Leopard transition, insert. Okay, back to it. We'll walk through the flight plan here shortly, but we want to get out of here. Okay, intercept here. Still key. We have a man. So we leave the manual vector for now. Everything's good. Let's jump back here. Ground services. We're gonna close. The doors are already closed. Let's. We should have started up the APU, honestly. Fuel pumps on. Okay. We never turn on the turn on seatbelt signs, and we never turn on our nav and logo light. See how that looks out there. Ugh, stands out so much. I love it. So let's go back to the old setting. Look how dark that was. New setting. Oh, old setting. New setting. Okay. Battery voltage is good. Let's go ahead and start the APU. APU bleed on master. Wait 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Start. Okay. APU starting up. Once that's ready, we will. We have the brakes on already. We can remove the chocks. But I believe all that should be done once we turn on the beacon light. It should do it automatically. Alright, we've gone through our briefing. Everything is good. Our route is showing up here. Flight plan. Just walk through this quickly while the AP starts up. Ready for pushback. We're pushing back here on time. Actually, 7:06 is when we're supposed to depart. Alright, so departure out of... we are way... Okay. Departure out of KMCO. Vector. Back to Dilfin. Do not see any air traffic control online. So let's remove that vector. That manual. And then the discontinuity. No direct. Okay, we'll leave the vector on the arrival. Zoom in. Alright, large U-turn to the left. All the way direct to Gilfin. And walk through the rest of the flight plan here. Okay, Leopard transition. And then we have our all the way in, and then we have our vector into Silky. Okay, we're good to go. Let's see what our AP is looking like outside. It's definitely out there. Okay. APU is available. Alright. External power disconnect. Okay, let's close our door here behind us. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's a reading light. Yeah, it's cool. Cool. Alright, door. I don't think it allows us to lock it. Okay. Where's it down here? Door lock is here. Alright, door locked. All good to go. Let's turn on our beacon. And get ready for pushback here. Let's make sure there's nothing else we need to do. Oh, I need this. Alright, all loaded in. CG 27.8. I always forget which one's the right one here. Max DFW, Max CG. We're going to go with 26.9, 146.7. Slash 26 point. Actually, send to MCDU. So it is the other one. It's a CFWCG. Okay, 27.8. Alright. Takeoff weight 161.3. Landing weight 154.8. Put that in from now because it doesn't show me later. Alright. We are pushing back on time, so let's continue. Let's get out of here. Let's finish putting our references. 36 right, dry. Anti-ice off, packs on. We're gonna do flaps 1 plus F. Sync weather 3002. Winds variable is 0 apparently. Temperature is 9 degrees Celsius. Calculate. Tool must be in range. It's not syncing with the load sheet here. Why is it not take off? Wait. I don't want that. 161.3 should automatically put that in there once. Okay. What is out there? Okay. Flaps 1 over 57 degrees temp, 154 V1, 162 V2. Send to MCDU. Okay. Performance, it should be set up. Okay, flaps 1, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're all good to go now. Alright, beacon light on. Alright, main door closed, jetway disconnected. Let's do our announcements. We're going to have a long taxi. We're going to push back with our nose facing towards the west, which is to the right. Alright, this is confirm the chocks and everything is removed. Okay. APU in use. Alright, strobes on auto. Let's see what else. I think everything else is good, guys. Everything else is good. Alright, TCAS on and TA. Alright, what's our initial altitude for this airport? Icons 5 departure. Initial altitude for runway 36. Alright. 8,000. Alright, so we want our nose to the right. Okay. Okay. Park and brake release. Okay, make sure everything is set here. Alright. Park and brake release. Okay. Let's go ahead and start our left engine. Alright, ignition to start. And start up engine 1. That red light on the ground looks so nice. Dude, those reflectors that they're holding, what do you call it, the flares or whatever, looks so cool. They look like they're actually glowing. Parking brake set. Yeah, I kind of forgot to board the passengers in my passenger program, so let me just do that quick. Set it to instantly board. Okay. Next engine. Number 1. Let's listen from outside. Where's the sun? Come up, sun. Alright, listen to the right engine start from the outside. Make sure. Turn on the volume a little bit for you guys on the outside. Alright, aircraft is clear. Charlie traffic American 2953, start on pushback at Alpha 9. Forgot to mention that. Alright. Where's the sun? Should be coming up. Looks like we're going to depart. Hope I did the right timing. Actually check quick. I think I did the wrong timing. I think I did UTC. So I'm just going to do it like this so it rises a little bit. Alright, there we go. I looked at the UTC when I added the time. That's what it was supposed to be looking like when we're pushing back. Okay. Let's jump back in and do our flight controls check and everything. Alright. Arm spoilers. Flaps 1. Okay. Engine ignition to normal. Okay. Max brakes. Okay. TCAS TA on 1. Okay. I think it's good there. Flight controls. Full left on the rudder. Full right. Full left. Neutral. Right. Neutral. Up. Down. Trim. Down 0. Okay. Okay. Let's get a taxi set up here. Alright. Utilizing engine power. Maybe bleed off and master off. Okay, cell phone's off. Alright. Let's go. Foot on brake. Brakes off. I don't know why it's saying the landing gear is not a block. So let me check some. Landing gear, not a block. Okay. Okay, brake check. Pressure 0. Charlotte Traffic American 2953 taxiing to runway 36 right via Foxtrot Alpha Charlie 1. Feels smooth. Just gonna speed up our taxi. It's taking forever to get there. Might be a shorter way to get there, but we're gonna go all the way to Alpha. Flight sim looks amazing, man. Alright. Next taxiway should be Mike, Juliet, and Alpha. Mike. Sierra's to the left, Mike to the... Sierra's to the right, Mike to the left. Slow down a little bit. This thing is running so good. Alright, crossing Juliet. Slow down here slightly. Juliet was that old runway, looks like. Alpha is to the left here. Need some thrust to get up the hill. It's looking good, lights. Man, look at the... If you want to see it without the filter, you understand. No filter. That's what the sim looks like, guys. Bare bone. Filter. Alright, let's see where we're going here. Alpha all the way down to Golf Charlie. So make a little... Alpha turns into a slight right. It's a little hill here. I don't think that's in the real life. Alright, let's get some thrust here. Alright, we are still in Alpha. So there's a gulf in between Charlie. See how much taxiways there are from there. We got one right, two rights. It's not this right, but the next right should be Gulf that leads into Charlie. Long taxiway. Long taxi. Oh, we got another drop down here, guys. This one seems like a steep one. Oof. Oof. Okay, airport terrain. Alright, continue taxi into Charlie. If this sim runs like this often, guys, I will be flying a lot. When I almost gave up, man, I just decided to just tackle what the problems were one by one. And here we are, enjoying the sim. Feels great. Alright, we're almost there. We're at the home stretch to the taxiway. Let's alert our flight attendants. The sun's come up. It looks amazing, guys. Okay. Do it once again. Filter off, filter on. While I pay attention at the same time. Slow down a little bit. Give me some more time. Filter off. Filter on. Do on the side where there's light on this side of the plane. Filter off. On. And on. Okay. As we said, flight attendants be safe for departure. Alright, wing light on, strobes on. Remember, turn off lights on. Oh, we should have had our taxi light on this whole time. Taxi lights take off. There we go. Okay, brake. TCAS, T-A-R-A. Constraints, F, flight director is on. Alright, hold short. Alright, constraints on. Okay. Make sure everything is good to go. Start the clock here shortly. Charlotte traffic, American 2953, departure runway 36 right. Icons 5 departure. Okay, let's go. Start the clock. Waste no time. Line the lights on. All lights on. Nose down. 50% throttle. Mantoga SRS runway. Auto thrust blue. Speed alive, airspeed alive. V1, rotate. V2, positive rate of climb. Gear up. Sorry, I was trying to find an angle here. It's hard with the HUD. Okay, let's make a left. Alright, lever on climb. Climb lever. Nose down. Thrust reduction. Ooh, we're getting hit with winds right now, guys. That's what you see the plane doing that. Let's turn back a little right. Yes, sir. Okay. Damn, that's beautiful. I want to take pictures. Forget flying. That's still, bro. Okay, continue our left turn. Nose down slightly. Oh, I think I know what it is. Not the winds, it's this yoke. Speed check. Flaps 0. Okay. Runway turn off, lights off. Cell phones. Huh. We'll have to put back our setting for what you call it, cockpit refresh rate. It's very slow. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Okay, let's turn back. Okay. All right, let's continue our climb. All the way up to 34,000. Little hiccup in as we autopilot 1 on. Auto brake off. Disarm ground spoilers. All right. Cross 10,000. Line the lights off. All right. Let's jump outside a little bit. Realize that the volume on low. That's the Charlotte airport right behind of us. Yeah, it's going to hiccup a little bit as it increases the terrain load. Terrain load is now 300. So it's at max now. Shouldn't be loading much more. We'll see how it operates with it. We can always turn it down. We know it's a little high for our PC. Filter off. Filter on. I continue our climb on the icons 5. Okay. We are 9 nautical miles from Gilfin. Then we turn towards icons. Alright, so pretty much we departed out of 36 right. Big U-turn, came back. About to be at Gilfin, then icons, and continue all with nooks throughout the rest of the route. And that's where we're going to be heading. Slightly over the water, back over to Florida, into MCO, come from the south, northbound arrival. Alright, let's turn off our seatbelt signs. These guys don't have the view as good as the other side. Alright, let's switch to the older filter so you see the difference. That's how dark the older filter was. It was good, but it's a little dark for the amount of light that's up here now. It's a lot more realistic. Alright, crossing Gilfin. Zoom out. Turn off some of these lights here, as we don't need them. It's daytime now. Okay. It's a lot cleaner without the lights on it. Alright. Cross 18,000. Altimeter. Standard altimeter. Pull. Pull. And we'll turn off our... Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I'm about to see that sunset burst, guys. Look at it. It's coming out. Alright, wing lights off. Alright, we're up. Pretty much 9 minutes up in the air. And we have about another 1 hour in flight. Watch that sunset burst. Oh, there it is. Awesome, guys. Look at that. And we figured out a way to take screenshots without showing the screen blinking and stuff. So much things we figured out. So much smoother. As it looks like with no filter. So much more realistic, huh? Try to get the sun in there ever so slightly. Ah, that's why a little bit. Let me do it. Keeps jumping. Mucky. Put the volume back up. Alright, enjoyable flight. Thank you again for joining us here at this late time, depending on where you are in the world. It's 1:35 in the morning for me. Flight's going good so far. We're about 29 nautical miles from Nooks. Just crossed Icon. Look at that. So two more things I put on this sim, guys, that we couldn't do before. It was killing the sim. We turned on ray tracing shadows, and we upped the shadow quality, turn on ray trace shadows, and then we put the reflections back to the ultra. Oh my goodness, look at, oh my goodness. Yep, that's what you get. Nice burst of orange. It's sunset's really coming out now. I just love the American livery, man. Love it. I believe this is the Silver Mecca livery. I'm supposed to be making guac tonight. I guess that's not happening. Maybe I can make guac in the middle of this flight. Okay. It's pretty much climbing up to 34,000 feet on its own. We're good to go. No need to really monitor. Zoom out here on my other map. Make sure there's no air traffic control. All that good stuff. And we'll just let you guys view outside. Let's make sure all our necessary lights are off. Seatbelt signs are off. Passengers are happy. Oh, it looks so good. Looks even good on the others, on this side. But the sun is shining through this side. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, guys, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Granted, you know, default is colorful and all that good stuff. It's a little too much. Man, oh man. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, guys. Click the like button. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Always be notified the next time we are flying. 4,000 feet away from our cruising altitude. Let's see your progress. Okay. MCO by 12:31 UTC. So we should be MCO in less than an hour, which makes sense. It's an hour and 10 minutes flight, and we're 16 minutes into flight. So about 55 minutes left in flight. Let's see here. Top of the descent. We're gonna start descending. I need to be here for sure by 12:06 UTC. So about 30 minutes. It's top of descent. So it's a timer for 25 minutes. Fix this view here. Had it nice where it wasn't too close to this. Yes. I guess once I turn this way. Save that view. Pause it a little bit when you save the view. Alright, so we don't have to fix that next time. It's good now. This one here. Save the view. Alrighty. Chemtrails. We're about cruising altitude here. Let's switch over to advisory. 122.8. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tired. We'll make it in well, we got like 50 minutes flight left. I think we're good. 52 minutes. Oof. Alright, I will be right back, guys. I will be right back. We'll leave you to the beauty. Alright, we're arrived to cruising altitude. Turn down the volume out here and leave it out here for you guys to take a nice gander. BRB? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we reached top of descent. We're descending down into Orlando. See here, we're about to cross back over into Florida. Alright, as you saw, we put in our approach references, performance, all the good stuff. We got our landing calculator. We have our frequencies all set up and everything. Barrel reference, minimums. Okay, altimeter is 3004. Just let me set it while it was standard. Why is it not descending? I thought it was descending. Oh, forgot this point. You gotta push. You gotta push it. It's not a Boeing. Alright. Probably need some drag. Spoilers out. Alright, we need to cross 9 minute flight 0270. Alright, we should be on the ground at 12:29 UTC. So in the next 22 minutes we should be on the ground. Alright, we'll let this bad boy descend all the way down to 10,000 and monitor it. We'll leave our spoilers out here as we are descending very fast to try to reach our correct altitude to cross these waypoints. Auto brake set low. Radar tilt set below. Okay, spoilers in. Alright, I think we're doing good now. AIRBUS. Alright, no air traffic control still present. We're gonna get rid of this manual vector. And discontinuity. And go straight into runway 36. We need to pass cross Nick at flight level 109 at 108. We're crossing 20,000 right now. Okay, about to cross 18,000. Altimeter 3004. Wing light on. Seatbelt signs on. Sorry, I'm not too much on the mic right now. Just eating as much as I can before I gotta start preparing here. Landing lights on. We're about to cross 10,000, crossing 11. Electronics off. So we're closer to 10,000. You're gonna see some hiccups as the as the quality is very high right now on the ground, on the terrain load. You can see those buildings from far, even at 10,000, because we have the settings up very high. So we're testing. It is hitting our frame slightly, but not doing too bad. But look at the detail, the ground detail. So we're just trying to test to see if we could actually fly with this a large amount of terrain detail. Normally right now we would have it like at 200. It's at 300. So that means more buildings are more visible in detail from a further distance, even at this altitude. Now as we start to descend to cross 10,000, those that number will start to drop. We're using auto FPS. Look at that detail. And that's Orlando Airport right there. We're making a U-turn and landing northbound on 36 right. On the west side of the airport, we're going to stand to the American stand. Alright, we have to pause eating from now. We're gonna approach more drag. Let's go halfway. Activate approach phase. Confirm. Let's switch to CTAF Orlando. CTAF KMCO. Frequency is 124.3. Orlando traffic, American 2953. We began our approach into runway 36 right. Expect the ILS 36 right for American 2953 Orlando traffic. Flaps 1. Alright, let's start the recording. Alright, we'll be turning on final here shortly, as you can see, into the runway. Right, terrain load is down to 180. It's going to get down to 150 just shortly here on final. Not doing too bad, but I can imagine in other cities that there'll be a lot more work for sim. So you might have to turn that altitude, base altitude, back up to, or back down, or back up higher to 5,000 or something. Right now it's at base altitude 3,000. Okay, seat up. Got some people typing here. Going off from ATC for a few hours. USA traffic. Oh, okay. Hold on the traffic. American 2953 turning on final runway 36 right. And approach on. LS. Okay. J core at 1600 155. Speed tech flaps 2. Gear down. Okay. Focus. Get back in the cockpit. Flaps 3. Speed check. A lot of traffic. American 2953. We're on 5 mile final runway 36 right. Alright, runway turn off lights on. Flight test BC for landing. All lights on. Alright. FAP is 145. Okay. 1,000. Switch to airport. Alright. About to come off autopilot here. Go around altitude set. Autopilot disengage. I have control. Alright, 2 poppy lights.
500.
Follow those diamonds. Don't like that. Ground spoiler not armed. Thank you. Hello. Arm. Thank you.
Hundred above.
Continue.
100. Minimum. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. Retard.
While on idle. Decel, reverse green. Oh, it doesn't like the terrain load. Throttle idle. Roll out. Manual brakes. It doesn't like that terrain load of 150. Oh, I gotta turn off manual brake. Auto brake. Okay. Forgot. Got this peripheral. Alright, let me put terrain load on 100. Maybe that will help frames. Okay. Flaps. Okay. Landing lights off. I'm gonna turn off lights off. Those light taxi. APU. Master and start. So phones in use. APU starting up. There's a lot of stutter here. London Traffic American 2953 taxiing to airside 1 via Juliet 1. A lot of stutter, so yeah, it's gotta be a terrain load. We turned it down, but it's still hitting us somehow. I don't know what's going on here. Crazy stutter, I've never seen. Let me turn off lossless scaling. Still doing it. Wow, that's something new. Never seen that before. Okay, looks like it's recovered. When I turn lossless scaling back on, it does it again. Alright, leave it off. I think we're supposed to be going to the other air side, but since you're having these issues, we'll just come into this one. Okay. Taxi light off. I think light should have been off. Strobe. Alright, TCAS, TARA, take that off. Okay. Okay. Brake on. Engine off on the right. Engine off on the left. Switch to APU power. Beacon light off. Seatbelt signs off. Yeah, I should have set this one up first. It's gonna be those things again. Jetway. Was it a lander where the jetways don't work? Alright. Where is... Let's see if I have to use this.
Orlando ground. AIRBUS November 93835. Could you please get the passengers on board?
I don't see it moving. Alright, jetways are broken here. Yeah, so I screwed up by flying with a terrain load of 150. Now the ground is doing weird loading and stuff. Oh, look at the passengers. I thought I reset this GSX. Let's see. Alright, well, it was a good landing though. But this is a little trippy. Those passengers should not be here. I restarted it. Well, we have arrived. Some landing replay. Just having some issues with our passenger program. I can't do this because it's actually allowing me to do this. Something's definitely wrong with it. If it's allowing me to do this while those passengers are there. Staircases. Unless those passengers came from something else. Let's see here. It's still there. You want to exit GSX. So that's something else going on. It's glitched out. Try this one more time. Wait, don't tell me the sim has passengers built into it. Oh, no. No. Alright, so we're done. We're that's cooked. We're cooked. But anyway, we could restart GSX and then do their standard boarding. You just can't see the passengers coming out. But I see what was happening. It's like, I don't know if that's the passengers for the sim or the sim was trying to call out the passengers for GSX in a different way. Look how nice these colors and everything look, man. This looks so real right now. Alright, since we're not going to be deboarding or anything, we're going to deboard on our other passenger program. I'll disconnect from offline. Stop the recording. Don't need that. Let's just set up the plane to for landing replay. But look how good this lighting is here, guys. Come on, let's try to turn slightly this way. So I'll show you the difference again. Look how much realer it looks. So much better. Doesn't make me want to fly when it looks like that. And then boom. Okay, let's set up for landing replay and let's do the quick replays and get this over with. Well, let me turn it back on lossless scaling and see if it's okay. I think we're good now. So actually, let me check my lossless scaling and see if it's not on default. It's not default. It's on the one I chose. Oh, this thing is all jacked up. Something happened. Everything got turned off. And that's probably what broke it. All these settings are gone. All my settings are gone. What the heck? I don't even remember what it was, but it's exit. All my settings got deleted while we were using the app. Wow. I don't remember what most of these things. Yeah, I know this has this. Wow. I don't even know. And that clip cursor off. This one I can't remember. This disables automatic unscaling when the window loses. I can't remember. When the window loses focus, make it possible to use another display while scaling. Let me see. Let's try it now. I think it was used. I think the settings disappeared, deleted from, and something told me like, because I remember restarting the program several times. I might have not had it the right settings the entire flight, because it wasn't showing the right numbers too. These two numbers were the same before. Wow. All right. Well, it's good now. We probably weren't using it properly that entire flight for some reason. And then it glitched at the end and started giving us a stutter. Okay, what are we doing? Let's deplane the passengers here on this other program. Come on, finish that up. I'm gonna go back to my terrain load of 150. Alright. Look like it's bogging out again. With that, it doesn't like the terrain load here. It's gotta be this airport. It doesn't like the terrain load over 100 here. Alright, back to 100. Yeah, okay, so it's just this airport. So I guess some airports, some areas, you go over a certain terrain load, it kills the sim. Wow. Oh, at least it allowed us to land. Alright, let's close the passenger program. Landed at negative 231 feet per minute according to that program. That program usually records it a little harder. Alright, let's set up the plane here for... Let's close everything up. And then, whoa. Whoa. Oh, okay. Why is it like grayed out now? Okay. Shots codes. GPU. Should still be using APU. I didn't turn it off. Okay, let's just put this thing in the... Just want all the doors to be closed. Get rid of the GPU. And then we're going to put it in a panel state of ready. Activate. Alright, and then we're going to go straight into the replay mode. Let's put the flaps to where it needs to be. 3. Brakes off. Oh, no, brakes on. Engines are on. Gear. Okay, put everything back to where it was. Let's turn on all the lights. Ugh, so annoying that it zooms. Okay, all lights are on. Alright, boom. We're ready for the replay. This colors look so good, man. Lighting is good. Okay, replay time. Oh, don't crash, please. Ah, oh no. Well, that's that. A lot of issues there in the end, but it looks like terrain load over 150 bogs down the sim. So maybe we could put our base at like 2000 and then have it start rising above 100 after 2000 and test it on the next flight. Alright, unfortunately, we won't be able to do any landing replays. We'll have to restart the sim and go back into Orlando to do that. It's okay. It was a great landing. Thank you for watching. It's late. I gotta get to bed. See you guys next time.